hold on, hold on.
Something changing your mind.
Another Young Justice video. Good gravy, who's left? Oh yeah, Artemis! Growing up, I was such a big fan of the character, I repainted my figure of her to make a custom Mia Darden Speedy. Take a gander at this beauty. I like Artemis, she shoots arrows and stuff, and I can relate to her in the sense that I too have a father who commits crimes with sports equipment.
Game over.
Her defining attribute was that she was the black sheep of the team, while everyone had respectable superhero family ties. Artemis was raised by a family of criminals. Her sister is an active assassin, poaching the first ginger she sees. I don't know where I'm going with that. Her mother is an ex-con and her father is Sportsmaster, the man who makes Deathstroke look like Dickstroke. So of course she was a prime candidate for the team's mole, not to mention she started out rather abrasive.
No duh.
However, she wasn't. She was just a kid, trying her best to make her mom proud, and trying to give herself a better life.
Okay, Mom. I'll go.
She's like Tori from Cobra Kai. Yes, I watch Cobra Kai. A lot of Artemis's early behavior can be explained by her father. He's the type who gets mad over his daughter being killed, not because he cares, but because they didn't ask permission beforehand. He's just that professional and cold.
The son of Black Manta cannot kill Sportsmaster's daughter. Not without running it by me first.
But arguably that's mainly copium, because when he did find out Artemis was alive, he did her a fatherly favor immediately.
Favor done, baby girl.
My point is, Sportsmaster only cares about his tough exterior.
Or everyone will think I'm a punk.
And that is something Artemis inherits. That's the story of her life.
In this family, it's every girl for herself.
Ditch the books, baby girl. Time to train.
Souvenir?
Geek!
Wily West is the key to everything. Where Artemis pushed people away, he pulls people closer. This initially turned them into enemies.
Are you mad?
Hey, I do not need attitude from the newbie who drove Red Arrow off the team.
However, this hatred was also the byproduct of an immediate mutual comfort. A comfort so great that it actually made them denying their mutual attraction to each other way too easy.
So, I'm your ninja boyfriend, huh?
Hey,
But then we get a glimpse of how they really feel when they lose their memories.
you know her?
No, I swear, beautiful. Never seen her before in my life.
Then there's Wally's overreaction to Artemis's supposed death. Then Artemis secretly caring about Wally's opinions. Their love story is a rather slow burn, with ups,
You have nothing to prove. Not to me, okay?
downs, and ending on a kiss.
No, I should have done this a long time ago.
No kidding.
Find your own little Spitfire. One who won't let you get away with nothing.
So of course, after all their drama was done and they become like the perfect couple with no fighting, their love story becomes the sacrificial lamb for next season's drama. Artemis goes undercover while he gets vaporized and she continues under a new identity. It's a very popular storytelling stage. I really can't stress how heartbroken I was, although there was no dead body, so he's probably still out there. Please, promoting a main character to almost guest star before killing him off left me pretty demoralized as a viewer, but I guess the story has always been about generations. The space given from one era to the next.
You're honoring Wally's memory by becoming Kid Flash. I know he'd be proud.
I just wish this artistic commitment could have happened after a longer period of, joy. We didn't even get to see Artemis and her mom have dinner with the Wests or something, or point out why both daughters are so into gingers. But it didn't really matter because it would then take 7 real-life years for the story to continue. So by then, my mixture of grief and disappointment became acceptance. It is what it is. Like Brexit. The rest of Artemis' story I'm of two minds about. On one hand, it feels rather meandering. She helps with the new Outsiders team, looks after her sister's daughter, while thinking she likes the father, but actually didn't. As I sat and watched and squinted, I carried on with a I'll take what I can get attitude. But then it starts moving again in Phantoms. Artemis is dating this guy now. She has a life, but news of Connor's supposed death wears her down. But she finds some peace from helping in her sister's existential crisis.
You count on it too.
If you had to organize everything into a hero's journey to measure a persistent pattern, then Artemis's home was Jade. The New Frontiers was the love she opened herself to, so when she returned to it in the end, she could change Jade's life with it. But that's a pretty boring and obligatory approach, so why not organize everything around arguably the most important scene? The farewell to Wally in Outsiders. A moment where they reunite in the afterlife, but he's distinctly not a ghost.
My legerdemain and McGann's telepathy gave her the chance to work things out for herself.
And if we know anything, imagination is really just a painting made of memories. And the story painted here is Artemis's grief and hope to move beyond it.
Let it. I never want to leave.
The fantasy is basically this. She reunites with Wally in what looks like heaven on Valentine's Day.
Oh, come on. What kind of a jerk would I be if I forgot Valentine's Day for the 3rd year in a row?
Suddenly they're married, she's pregnant, their superhero equipment are encased in glass, and they've retired as teachers. This is the life they agreed to originally. The life that was promised when Wally passed his mantle on to Bart.
Seriously? Hey, once this whole invasion thing's over, Artemis and I are going back into retirement.
But living in this world now requires living in denial. Artemis refuses to watch TV, reminding her of real life. She shuts the door on her friends, so it takes Wally to finally wake her up as his concerns turn into confrontation. Wally always knew this was ephemeral. In fact, he starts by saying,
Let's not think about that now, okay? We only have till sunrise.
while constantly asking if this is what she really wants.
Yes or no? And be honest. You really don't miss the life at all?
Dreams cost responsibility, and for Artemis to finally live, she has to be able to take responsibility for the only person left after all this. Herself. She has to live her life looking forward to more than this dream she had at the start of her 20s. And the only way to do that is to recontextualize Wally, so he's no longer the last chapter of her book, but just a chapter.
I won't let you throw your life away on a memory of what was, or even on a dream of what might have been. There's a real life for you beyond this door.
What Wally did in this simulation is give her a walkthrough of this dream, so she recognized how incomplete this fantasy truly feels, and how, more importantly, he gives her permission.
A chance at real love.
No, I had my chance.
You'll get another.
But since this isn't actually really him, but her actually, it shows us just how strong she is. Subconsciously, she knows she has to give herself the strength to say goodbye. Her maturity is Wally. Wally's maturity is her. The Spitfire becomes the Spitfire.
Find your own little Spitfire. One who won't let you get away with nothing.
Grief is a painful but unfortunately common experience. Most people at different points in their lives are confronted with the death of a close friend or relative. There are, however, marked individual differences in how intensely and how long people grieve. Some grieve openly and deeply for years, and only slowly return to a semblance of their normal level of functioning. Others suffer intensely, but for a relatively more prescribed period of time. Still, others appear to get over their losses almost immediately and to move on to new challenges and new relationships with such ease as to raise doubts among their friends and relatives as to whether they may be hiding something or running away from their pain.
Jade, what's the end game here? Are you just trading one kind of cage for another?
What I see with Artemis is someone truly strong. All the disadvantages she had in life, all the odds stacked against her, and she was able to survive and transform into a capable and respectable young woman. It's one thing to have dreams and let them go because you realize they were never right for you. It's another to let them go because you can't have them. As a result, out of this entire massive cast of characters, examining her up close, she's the one who surprised me the most. So this Artemis video was a real pain in the ass to make because I didn't want to just go through her whole hero's journey thing from beginning to end in a really dry way. I wanted to kind of shake it up and make it a little bit more entertaining and structured a little bit differently.